It's time to finally show you some Arizona Sunshine 2 gameplay. That's right, actual gameplay is in the wild, and I got the chance to go and play this for myself, and thank you to Vertigo Games for sending me over some B-roll, allowing me to show you what this game is going to look like on PCVR, and honestly, I had an absolute blast playing this. Now, some of you will be aware that I made a video just a while back talking about my experiences when I went to Vertigo to play this, but I couldn't show you any gameplay at that point. So today, I'm going to talk to you about my experiences playing that game again, but of course, with the assistance of actually being able to show you the gameplay footage from this entire experience and talk a little bit more about my time at the studio. I'm really excited to be able to break this down for you, and honestly I'm just super excited to be able to show you some gameplay. I know a ton of you have been asking me, especially off the back of the last video, where is the gameplay? Can we see the gameplay? Well, yes, finally, now I can share with you some dope gameplays. Right, let's dive into this experience from the beginning all the way to the end. So I traveled over to Rotterdam to visit Vertigo at their studios, and wow, dude, it was a cool studio to start with, and it was lovely to actually meet the people and the development team behind this game. I got to meet Fred himself, which is terrifyingly ghoulish, man. That dude had like intestines hanging out and stuff, was pretty gnarly. Hung out with a bunch of creators, but of course the reason we were all there was to play Arizona Sunshine 2. So diving into this, the first thing you are met with is Buddy, your dog. This guy is so dang cute that you can stroke him on the head, you can play little games with him, you can play fetch with him, and on top of that, he's also the best companion to have with you throughout the entirety of the Zom experience. Reason being is he can attack things for you on command, you can get him to go off and do stuff. If you are getting injured, he will instinctively come over and help you. Not only that, you can also store weaponry on the back of the dog, where you can have a couple of primaries on there as well as some other bits and bobs that you can store on there. To tee it all off, when you're going through the game, some of the zombies are wearing like hilarious hats, like, you know, chef hats or builder's hats or some other crazy things that you get on across the game, and you can actually equip those hats to Buddy. You can put them on the dog and have him run around in a chef's hat whilst carrying your equipment, whilst attacking zoms for you at the same time. It's an absolute blast to have that companion with you throughout this experience, and genuinely it kind of ties everything together in a perfect bow of an experience. It's the best companion pet I think I've ever had in any VR game, just because it feels so interactable throughout the entire experience, and it just feels like it's not a tacked on thing, it feels like it's part of the experience to have with you. And in the same respects, if any of you are pet owners of having a dog, it kind of has that same companion level with you, like just feel like a little bit safer when you're out and about, and of course it does do some serious damage when you need it to. There's also one other really cool part that I spoke about in the last video, but now I can finally show you, where you get to get Buddy in a shopping cart and just like push him around. Oh my days, dude, that was so much fun. When I personally did it, I had him like, you know, trying to like gnaw on people and stuff. It was it was just silly fun, but really interactable, and it kind of goes to show just how interactable the entirety of the Arizona Sunshine 2 experience is. It feels like everything is touchable, everything has purpose, there are voice lines that go with everything, and it just really sells the entirety of the experience. Not only that, but you can also use Buddy to like help you solve certain puzzles. So there's a part where you need to send him through the window in order to sort of like activate this bit that allows you to then go in and get a dope weapon. So there is like full purpose to having the dog with you, and on top of that, it just sells the entire experience as it is. Now, throughout the experience, I got a chance to use a bunch of different weapons because they put a ton into this sort of like little demo bit that they made us play, and you get things like flamethrowers, a ton of different sort of weapons, explosives, and of course, just some fun good old times using melee weapons, and you can get brutal with those weapons. Like, if you can think of it, it can pretty much be done. The dismemberment level in this game is wild, from like, you know, heads obviously, but all the different various sections of the body that you could think to do anything with, you can pretty much do it. It gets pretty grim, but it's also incredibly clever because it allows you to be totally inventive with this game as well. Now, when I was in here, I couldn't help but think to myself, like, damn, this is like finally getting Dead Island in virtual reality, but almost better in some respects. Like, there's this part where you turn a corner and you go into like this pool, and there's just a ton of different zombies coming at you from all angles, all different shapes, sizes, looks to them, and it's just incredible the way that they all come at you, and you're like, okay, I need to deal with this right now. Buddy, go and attack a zombie. Me, grab a machete out and get to work. So it was an absolute blast to see that. One of the cool things about when I visited the studio is they were talking to us about the system they're using in order to be able to generate just a bajillion different types of zombies in order to sort of like mix and match the different parts that they've actually developed into producing like a ton of different zombies that you can experience throughout the game. And it really sells that experience. Like, not having to sort of recognize the same one over and over again, it just really helps sell that experience and makes you feel like you are actually in this world full of a ton of different zombies. So for that, I really like high praise to them. There is a huge amount of detail in this game which really does sell the experience. Like, there was a part where I personally shot like a grenade launcher and it blew up near a palm tree, and like the leaves actually blew back on the palm tree. Now, I know it doesn't sound like much, but like the fact that they've gone to that level of detail in this game, it just sort of sells the whole experience and really gives you that feeling of a AAA experience, which is something that I've been absolutely chomping at the bit to get in virtual reality. So I'm really excited to be able to dive back into this for myself again. That's pretty much going to do it for this video. I hope that I've answered some of your questions. I've tried to play as much of this gameplay in this as I possibly could so that you get to see a bunch of it. And of course, hey, if you enjoyed this, smash like, because I will 100% be covering this just before it drops, hopefully very soon. But we'll have a date when we have a date, and then we can go from there. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, smash like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.